Hey guys, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a great subject for ourselves today, so let's go ahead and dive right on into it. We're going to give you a little fist bump and say howdy. Our subject for today is selling and getting out of your comfort zone. Hey, what did he say? I said selling and getting out of your comfort zone. Say, hey, listen, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I've been in some form of capacity in sales since the 80s. And one of the things that I've had to learn over my lifetime in selling is that sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone. You may be saying, well, what's that got to do with selling? It's got a lot of things to do with selling. Sometimes what happens is in sales, we start doing the same things over and over and over. We hit the same areas over and over and over. We call the same numbers. We do the same process over and over and over. And then we get what they call stagnated. That means we ain't growing. That means we ain't moving and we ain't making no money, honey. Now, you may have some people out there that, work a particular area. They got clients that they call on a daily basis, a weekly basis. That's real good. But see, a tremendous amount of salespeople like myself, we're always having to cultivate new people, new customers. And one of the things that you've got to learn is when you're in sales is you got to look outside the box. And when you're looking outside the box, you're looking for other avenues and ways and means to make more money. Some people use the internet. A lot of people are using the internet now. They're getting their leads that way. And a lot of people are doing like Facebook. They're doing different types of advertising so that way they can draw customers in. But sometimes we got to do even more than that. We got to get outside of our comfort zone. And what's that mean? That means we got to try something new. Now, I didn't say go crazy and change everything because of a good formula works. You don't want to get rid of your formula. You want to go ahead and experiment and try some new different things. And one of the things that I've learned how to do in selling is sometimes, like say for instance, if you're doing, you're selling insurance, for instance. You got your lead, you talk to your customer, you're at their home, or maybe they ain't home. What are you going to do? Are you going to get all upset and mad and angry? Or are you going to text them and say, hey, listen, I'm waiting for you? That's a little bit different. Send them a picture of you right there in front of their house saying, hey, I thought we had an appointment. I just wanted to let you know I was on time. And I'm going to tell you what, sometimes customers, they'll go, okay, because I just did one here recently, just not too long ago, where a customer texted me back and said, oh, I'm sorry, we had an appointment and I forgot, but I'll be there at 11:30. So what I did was I just because I set this appointment last week, and it's like sometimes things happen, people forget. But if you're trying something different, remember our subject for today is selling and getting out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you got to do those things that shock yourself. Like sometimes if you're selling insurance or something like that, it don't matter what you're selling, and you have to go to a customer's house. Sometimes, a lot of times, which I've seen some salespeople do, is they'll get frustrated or they'll get mad, but they got other people around them that may be dying to see them. They don't even know anything about what their product is, and a lot of times people are afraid to get out of their cars and start knocking on doors. It's a part of life. This is what we do. We work on commission. So if your customer ain't there, at least go put out some flyers and let some people know that you're in the area so that way you can drum up some more business. That's called getting out your comfort zone. Then you may be a person who has a lead list of people, and you call these particular people, but you don't talk to these people. Well, another way, if you have the means and ways to be able to do it, go out and see these people. You don't not always leave messages on the phone, because a lot of times people, as soon as you leave a message on the phone, they'll remember that telephone number and they may never answer that phone again, because they do that. I've seen it. I've had it done to me many, many times. So I've learned over the years, try not to leave no messages. Try to call back 3 times. A lot of times people say, what do you want? Who is this? Well, hey, listen, it's real important I get back with, you may have asked for some information about this particular product, and I want you to be informed. And because, see, what times is the first time first, the second time, people normally don't answer their phone. So if you do it to the third time, they'll go, well, dang, man, this must be important. This is a nuisance. Let me go ahead and answer this phone. Because a lot of times people get these robocalls, they get these rude salespeople. But I ain't rude. I'm thinking outside the box. Remember, selling and getting out of your comfort zone means doing things that most people don't do. And say, for instance, if you have these customers and they don't answer the phone and you have the capability within your own city and your area, go out and see these people. Dang, that's real good. That means you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're doing something that most people won't even do. Well, I couldn't get in touch with them over the phone. Well, damn, they right down the street. Why don't you go knock on their door? That's called getting out of your comfort zone. Another thing is, say, for instance, if you're selling products and stuff and you got add-ons and additional things that you can add on, get out of your comfort zone. And remember, we're salespeople. We work on commissions, so the more things we sell, the more opportunities we have to make more money. A lot of times people say, well, I don't know, man, I got to sell. But see, here's the thing. If you've got some add-ons, if you at least ask them, do you think this might be something that you might be interested in, or at least bring it to their knowledge, they may say, well, dang, I have been thinking about that. I thought about that. You know, I might be interested in that. But if you don't get out of your comfort zone and you don't ask for those additional sales, you ain't going to get none. So my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all when it comes to selling, because there's a lot of stuff that's involved in selling. And selling and getting out of your comfort zones means sometimes you got to pick up that big old heavy phone. And sometimes if you're out there knocking on doors and stuff and people don't answer the door, but you got their phone number, call them. Get out of your comfort zone. And if you're a door-to-door salesperson, let's just say, for instance, you got customers out there and you notice that, hey, listen, you know, people ain't answered the doors and you get a little frustrated, so you give up. Get out of your comfort zone. And if you keep on trying, what I've learned is so funny is that once I keep going and I keep going, I end up running into people who might want to invest, at least give me the courtesy, at least to give them the opportunity to listen to what I got to sell. And it's funny because, see, your comfort zone, sometimes you just got to get out of it. It's just the way it is. And if you're selling retail, if you're selling products and stuff to people in stores and such, you know, you got guarantees, warranties, extended services, and maintenance agreements. Sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone and you've got to offer these, but never offer them at the end. Always offer these things as you're giving your presentations. Hey, listen, you know, I know you're out here buying this beautiful, whatever it is. It's really, really nice. But, you know, one of the things that we do is we make sure that we, in a time of need, if you have an issue, they're like tissues, you need repairs or you need service, or if it comes down to it and this thing breaks, we're going to replace it for you, or we're going to service it for you. So you got to get out of your comfort zone. So you got to ask questions, good questions, not stupid questions, and you got to involve the customers. A lot of times when people are asking for sales and stuff, they forget to ask for the extras and the add-ons and stuff. And our topic for today is selling and getting out of your comfort zone. You know, getting out of your comfort zone doesn't mean that you're not learning anything, that you're not doing something. You're doing something that may be contrary to what you're normally doing. A lot of times people, we get if we've been in sales for a little while, we do the same thing over and over and over. And I've had people say, well, you know, I don't use that GPS. You know, I just figure out how to get there. I was just talking to a sales lady just a while ago, and this lady's 83 years old. And I showed her how to use the GPS. Now, I know it sounds real funny to us because we use it all the time when we out and sell it. But to her, it was like, wow, nobody ever told me this, because, you know, technology, as salespeople, we can sometimes get a little afraid. Now, if you're real young, you ain't afraid of technology, but once people get a little bit older, we get set in our ways. We try to do everything the way we were taught and back in the dinosaur days. So here's the thing. Get out your comfort zone. You know, you got to go and start looking on the internet. Some people, they send out a lot of emails. They send out those things, and people maybe you get in touch with them, maybe they don't. But there's other avenues and ways where you can put your information out there and market your product. So if you're a salesperson, you got to consider, hey, what else can I do to make more money? Honey, it's a real good idea to get out of what they call your comfort zone. You got to do things that people don't do. And even if people are doing. There are a lot of people who are too lazy. I didn't say that. Did I say that? I said sometimes people in sales can be a little bit lazy. I ain't saying I ain't never been lazy. And yes, I have. I'll be quite honest with you. But as I've learned how to be a good salesperson, a great salesperson, I've learned that I need to get out of my comfort zone. I need to do things. Sometimes you got to work on them Saturdays and them Sundays. I hate working on Sunday because I go to church and everything. But sometimes I have to go out there and talk to customers because they get in touch with me, and I go out there and see them because, see, I work on commission, and I do believe in my God. I believe in Jesus. That's who I serve, and in this regard, you can serve whoever you want, but I know what I like, and in this regard, sometimes I have to get out of my comfort zone. I got to go out on a Sunday, and I got to go answer questions for customers, and I got to sell something. And see, I think, that's okay. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. Sometimes people don't want to have to work on them weekends. Okay, it sucks, but you know what? Sometimes we got to get out of our comfort zone because we have what they call, we have to have so many sales per week. We've got to show up. Now, if you ain't selling nothing and you ain't working on Saturdays sometimes, it's not really good. It makes you look weak, and it makes you look like you really don't care about your job. So you got to get out of your selling comfort zone. I ain't trying to preach at you. I'm trying to teach at you because I've done all this stuff. I've had to deal with all this stuff. I've been around for a while. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. And I told you I'd tell you some things that most folks don't talk about. Selling and getting out of your comfort zone means that you're going to do more than the regular salesperson, mediocre. Top salespeople, they always selling. People asked me a long time ago, do you sell all the time? Yes, I do. I'm always talking about sales. Now, I don't go out there and browbeat people and throw my stuff on them, but if there's an opportunity for me to get out of my comfort zone and have a conversation about my products, I do it as often as I possibly can. Now, I'll tell you what, if you are a salesperson and if you're stagnant, there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of great sales jobs out there. And here's the one thing, a lot of salespeople, they don't want to have to go back out there and start learning how to get education, but you do. And I do. I'm right now taking courses. I'm always taking classes so I can learn how to be a better salesman and also sell bigger and better products. That's called getting out of your comfort zone. Now, if you're happy where you at, okay, you might be doing real good. But see, the majority of salespeople, they need somebody to say, hey, it's okay. You can do more. You can do this. You have the talent, but we have to make the decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand Him. And in this regard, we got to ask for help. What else more can I do? What can I do to get out of my comfort zone? My name is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had a very simple conversation about selling and getting out of your comfort zone. You got to do it, guys and ladies, because see, if you want to make more money, you got to do different things. You got to knock on them doors. You got to talk to a little bit more people. And I've noticed that a lot of people who make a lot of money, they don't just work 40 hours a week. They work 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week because what they're doing is they're getting out of their comfort zone. They're doing the things that most salespeople don't do. So if you're wanting to be a successful salesperson, if you're watching this video, do more than is expected. Get out of your comfort zone. Pick up that heavy phone, go out there and see them people on the weekends if you got to. You got a lot of things that you can do. I hope this video brought a few to your attention. And don't forget, if you're out there selling, don't forget to ask for the order. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had a great conversation about selling and getting out of your comfort zone. That's real important, getting out of your comfort zone. I hope you got something out of this message. So go out there and sell something. And remember, your comfort zone can destroy your selling career. So get out of it so that way you can make more money, honey. I like to make that green, and I know you do too. Here's a little fist bump, boom, boom, just to encourage you and say, you can do this, I can do it. So let's go ahead and think outside the box and go ahead and get out of our comfort zone. So go out there and sell something and have a nice day. All right.